Hello everybody and welcome to today's vlog. First of all, thank you so much to Dossier Perfume, who is the sponsors of today's video. I'll get onto that in a little while. As you can see, today is all about cowboy food versus trekking food. Now the reason that we're doing this is we recently went to France and we prepared so much food to take with us, proper camping food, and we didn't hardly eat any of it. We ended up eating out all of the time and just not preparing our own food. So next time we want to be better prepared with better food that we can take with us and just have a much better experience of camping, like eating it and cooking it and doing everything ourselves. So that's what this is all about. As you know, you can get proper trekking camping food from places like Go Outdoors, which is where we've got this from. We've also had a look at the cowboy side of things, and we know that they eat things like spam meat and also tinned baked beans. Now it's not actual real spam, I'll be really honest, I couldn't find any, but it is exactly the same thing. I've had a look at the contents, it is no different at all, it's just not branded as that is, but everything else is exactly the same. So we're going to do several tests with regards to this, which I'm really excited about. We're doing weight, volume, calories, packaging. Can you cook it in the packaging? Can you recycle the packaging? A big one for us. Time to cook. How long does it take to cook? Is it visually appealing? Because isn't that something that you need? Usually when you're out camping and you've been out on your feet all day, you want to come home and feel like you've had a good meal. The expiry date. Will it last for the duration of the trip? Because it's not like you can take milk or butter or things like that camping. I mean, you can, but you tend to need to have a fridge. But with these, you don't. So the expiry date, the price, and then at the very, very end, I've got a 15-year-old child who is going to do a taste test. Now, I can tell you, being the 15-year-old child's mum, that he's hard to please when it comes to food. So that is why he's doing the taste test, because he absolutely will not lie over that. But first of all, let's have a word for our sponsors, Dossier Perfumes. After learning about the incredible high markup price across the designer perfume industry, Dossier began their mission to begin the fragrance revolution to make luxury fragrances accessible. Dossier have perfected a wide range of designer fragrances. They are impressions and they do sometimes smell like other perfumes, but that is on purpose. They also have a range of their own exclusive scents as well. I've done an awful lot of videos now with regards to Dossier perfumes, but one thing I've not done is have a look at each individual scent, which is something that I want to do today. So this one is Ambery Saffron. I've mentioned before that I'm allergic to so many different perfumes, so just to prove, this stuff is absolutely amazing. Ambery Saffron is the lightest fragrance I have ever come across. It's one of those that you can put on in a morning or in an evening just before you go to bed. Now I know that that sounds strange, but look at the famous quote by Marilyn Monroe about what she wears to bed. This is that type of perfume. It is lovely and so subtle. Each of the fragrances not only come with their own box, but it comes with its own identification card. So it tells you all about the notes. And this has really helped me. I didn't have a nose for perfume at all before becoming a brand ambassador for Dossier. So one of the things that I've really done is study these cards that come with each one to be able to know exactly what I'm smelling. So the top notes of this one, so Ambery Saffron, the top notes are saffron and orange blossom. The middle notes are jasmine, plum and cedarwood. And the base note, so that tone that you get after a while, that base note, is oak moss, fir balsam and amber. It's a beautiful, beautiful perfume. The mission of Dossier is to deliver the highest quality luxury inspired fragrances at fair prices, giving you the freedom to explore new scents. And they just want to thank each and every one of you for giving them a try. Here at willmxkid, as you can probably see below, we do have a code that you can use to get 10% off. willmxkid10. willmxkid10 to enjoy your 10% off. All the links to the fragrances are in the description below. And thank you again to Dossier. We enjoy so much being brand ambassadors for you. What we prefer the most is that they are cruelty-free and non-toxic. I would normally do this sat outside, probably in a tent somewhere, but unfortunately the good old British weather, after about 7, maybe 8 months of no rain, has just decided to thunderstorm, so going outside is not an option at the moment. Right, okay, let's start. First of all, let's have a look at weight. The Wayfayrer is 300 grams, whereas these two combined to make a cowboy meal is 620 grams. So you're actually getting double plus 20 grams for the cowboy meal. So pretty much instantly, you're getting double the volume. So you are getting a lot less in this packet than you are in these two tins. The next is calories. Calories, okay, so for this one, it actually does it per 100 grams. So everything that you do, I've had to times by 3. This works out at 423 calories for that one sachet. However, these two tins together work out at 862. Again, you are doubling up your calories. It's almost like you're getting 2 meals with these two tins as opposed to this one. Yes, you are carrying more weight, which I know an awful lot of trekking people don't want to do. I suppose even people that go on horseback, but you're getting double. Let's see how that fares up later on with the price. Packaging, okay, sachet. Dead easy, dead simple. That would fold down to next to nothing and you'd be able to get loads and loads of those in your backpack or your saddlebags if you're going out on a horse. That takes up no space at all. Whereas these, yes, they are a little bit bulky. If you had to carry a week's worth of meals around in a tin, yeah, I can see that being a disadvantage. I really can. Especially if it's double the weight, that is quite the disadvantage. So, the next thing is, how easy is it to use out and about? Now, when we've used the Wayfayrer food before, we've poured it out of the sachet and put it into a tin to be able to use. And people were like, what are you doing that for? You're just causing yourself washing up. So what people have told us that you can do is just boil a pan of water, pop the sachet in and cook it in the sachet. Who knew? So that's what we're going to do this time. So then I've looked at this, whether or not you can cook these two in the tins. And it turns out you can. Right, safety notice here. If you're going to cook food in the tins, pressure will build up and it will pop or explode depending on how lucky you are. If you're going to cook anything in a tin, make sure you've got holes in the top for the steam to be released. First and foremost. But this chopped pork and ham, this does come with like a little fat inside it which will break down in heat and it will help the cooking process of the meat that's inside the can. So you absolutely can cook it in the can and it's exactly the same process as this. You boil some water, pop your holes in the top and put them in. Also, when it comes to packaging, the ease of being able to access your food. Now, there's not much in this. With this one, you just have to rip the top off. That's dead easy. I don't think it gets any easier than that. This is a pull cord. This, also a pull cord. So I'd say fractionally more difficult than that, but basically the same process. Take its head off. Sounds dead simple. Anyway, on to the next, which I think is really important, and that's recycling. You cannot, as far as I'm aware, it doesn't say anywhere on here that this packet is recyclable, so that would have to go in the general waste. These cans and the paper things, labels, they're both recyclable. You can recycle them. So that would be my preference every day. You'd probably have to carry these around with you because obviously leave no trace, but I'm sure that these don't really weigh much of anything when they are empty. But yeah, again, I do like to recycle things. Time to cook. Okay, so this is on the back of the tin. So time to cook on this one is up to 8 minutes, 7 to 8 minutes. Pop it in the boiling water, just leave it and wait. This is said, depending on the size of the pieces, it's about 4 minutes, 5 minutes. If you were to cook it whole like that, put it in, both done, 4 to 5 minutes. However, how most cowboys eat this is to cut this up into squares, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to do it exactly like you should do. So trekkers, boiling water, shove that in. This fried up into, well, cut up into small squares, then fried, add the beads in, stir and serve. So again, to do that, you're probably talking 5 or 6 minutes, about 8 minutes for that one. So again, this one slightly wins. So visually appetizing. This definitely has to go to Wayfayrer. I mean, that sachet does look high class. I'm not saying that proper spam tins don't. These are a branded supermarket make, so they possibly don't look as appetizing as what that does. That does look great. I've got to say, whoever designed the front of that, well done. That does, you know, if I look at that, I think, yeah, okay, that is basically a breakfast in a bag. It does look very nice. It looks almost gourmet. Here's your gourmet food in a sachet. So yeah, that one definitely wins it. Expiry date. Now this, to me, this is one of the problems that we had when we were camping. So you have got everything in either one box or one bag. You take it away, you're camping for a week. You need to know that that food is still good and goable in a week's time. Luckily, all of these are the same. I've had a look at the backs of separate packets and also separate tins. You will not struggle unless you buy something close to its expiry date. Just as these, for instance, straight off the shelf without checking them. This one is July 2028. So you've got, what, nearly 3 years of it just sat in a cupboard. And then we've got February 2028 and also May 2027. So you've got a long time. For all of them, you've got over 2 years. Brilliant. And now the last one while we're still sat at the table. And this is the one, I mean, I'm a financial advisor, so this is the one that I care about the most, and that is the price. And this is where one outstrips the other completely. This sachet of gourmet trekking food is £6 each at Go Outdoors. £6 for one meal. I'm not going to lie, you can get a carvery for that in some places. So to get food in a bag for £6, I find that quite pricey. For these 2 tins, it was £2.32. That was £1.90. That was 42 pence. So in my notes, I can tell you that to get this, you get 2.59 times more for your money, value-wise, plus over twice as much volume-wise, which makes it over 4 times better price-wise as a meal. All of a sudden, this is looking slightly more attractive than that. So, all said and done, this one's probably better for your tummy. This one's probably a little bit nutritionally better because it is designed specifically for trekking and for outdoors activities. However, the cowboys have lived on this for however many years, so I don't think anyone's going to die of spam and baked beans. Might be a little windy, but I don't think they're going to die of it. Right, my favourite bit, the taste test. Let's see how we get on. Right, so let's start with this tin of spam. So this is a branded supermarket own spam. So I'm just going to see how easy it really is to open. Oh yeah. Oh, that's it. It really is as simple as that. And there is your spam meat on the inside. Now I have no idea, am I supposed to take the lid off this? Or will it poke out? Is it suctioned in with it being fat, and should I cut around the top? Maybe it's not as easy as that. Maybe you should just cook it in the tin. Right, let me get a can opener and see whether or not taking the top off helps with the suction. Not be long. Ta-da! We have the can opener. See how we get on with this. My can opener won't go around the corners of the can. That's rude, isn't it? My granny used to have a wall mounted one of this. You just used to put it underneath it. Go zzz. Oh, there we go. That one was better around that corner. Awesome. Nope, doesn't like that one either. This isn't the tin's fault, by the way. This is totally my can opener. It is a million years old. I think I've still got a World War I one somewhere. That was probably easier. One that you hammer in the top and round the side. There we go, that's better. And again, straight round that corner. When it works, it works. When it doesn't, it's a pain. Lovely. So if I remember right, don't you just push? Oh, you do. You do. You just push down. And then it pops out the bottom. Give it a little bit of a hand. Ta-da! That took a while. I'm not going to lie. That really did quite. It took a while. Right. Can to one side. And let's chop it into chunks. I'm not sure exactly how big these chunks would be. My granddad would have gone mad over a can of Spam. He was in the war in Burma and he loved things like this. Real hearty food. Easy camp stuff. Whereas my mum, on the other hand, would have hated it. Ta-da! The water is now boiling, so in goes the Wayfayrer. I'm having to do this on my phone because it's impossible to get the GoPro over. So during that 8 minutes, I've already got a pan here with some oil in. I'm going to start frying the Spam up. Oh my goodness. I wish I had smelly vision. This Spam smells so good frying. Unfortunately, you don't really get any smell at all from the sachet cooking, but this smells. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Customer satisfaction right there with the smell. Oh, wow. Again, visually and hunger scent wise, being met with this is absolutely delicious. Oh my goodness. I actually can't wait to try that myself. Whereas you just don't get the same boiling a packet. Unfortunately, I mean, it still looks so superior and I'm sure that it's put together by many people and trained professionals, but boiling a bag as opposed to this, oh gosh, I know after a full day's hiking or camping what I'd prefer to be met with. While I am preparing everything in the kitchen, I have just noticed something on the packaging of all three products, which I think is absolutely amazing, both for being a cowboy and for trekking. All three of these products can be eaten without cooking. So if you're out there, if it's raining, if you find some kind of shelter and you cannot, for whatever reason, get a fire or make heat, all of these products are consumable without having to heat up first, which I think is brilliant and absolutely what you need when you're out there in the wilds. Here we go. This is the finished product. Now this is where I want you to get involved. I want you to put in the comments below which you think looks the best or the more appetizing. So this is the Wayfayrer. That is a specially made trekking food, which is an all-day breakfast from Wayfayrer at £6 a sachet. And this is the fried spam and baked beans. Oh, I wish you had smelly vision for these, because both of them do smell delicious. So now William doesn't know what I've been doing, so I'm going to call him over. He's going to come, and the idea is he's going to let you know which the best is for him. Okay, let's go get him. Right, William, your job is to test each one of those dishes, and you've got to tell me which one is your favourite. Right, 3, 2, 1, go. Might be warm, just finished cooking.
Both about equal.
Both about equal? Both about equal. That is fantastic.
Probably this one.
Probably that one. Okay. Oh. I've not finished. Come back with the food. He literally stole the food. Like, he stole it. So I'm left with the Wayfayrer one. I think we know which one won the taste test. So this is the Wayfayrer all day breakfast. You know what? I'd love to be able to compare them. I can't. But I am left with this one. And this is, I'll be really honest, it is really, really delicious actually. Yeah, no, definitely a good choice. Definitely a good choice. Would I pay £6 for it if it came in a restaurant? Possibly not. If I'm starving out camping and I just need belly food straight away, and I can, you know, I know in 8 minutes once I've boiled water I'm going to get this taste. Do you know what? Yeah, probably. But I'm going to go back to my thing that I said earlier. With the spam and the baked beans, you got 2.59 times more for your money than what you did with this. On top of that, you got over 2 times more volume. So, with all said and done, I think I'm going to mark down that the Cowboy breakfast is definitely, or the Cowboy food, sorry, is definitely the one that I would go for if I was out camping or trekking or out with the horses. Yes, you've got to carry a little bit more around with you, but ultimately you get twice as much for your money. Well, you get more than twice as much for your money and twice the volume. Thank you so much for watching. As usual, we're a really interactive channel, and if you leave a comment, we will respond to you. Put your comments down below. If you haven't subscribed to us already, please do so. It's completely free to do. Click the subscribe button, and at the side of that there is a little bell, and if you click on that you'll get notifications of every time we upload. And if you want to become a member of willmxkid, that would be absolutely fantastic. I upload loads and loads, at least 2 or 3 times a month, more than what I put on the main channel, just for members only. Exclusive stuff, what's going on behind the scenes, what we are doing, and ultimately what we get up to here, just myself and William and our little family with the cats and horses and all of our adventures. Thank you so much for watching, and again thank you to Dossier Perfume. Links are in the description below. Take care for now. Bye bye.
William, did you like that vlog today?
Yeah.
And what do you do now?
Hit that like